that was mistakenly transferred a huge sum amount of money into his account. Why am I going to I'll give you a background of the story. The story goes like this. And I want you to, in this live section, we'll be looking at what should be done and what shouldn't be done. So the story goes like this. Somebody was transferred about 1.2 billion or 1 point something billion naira. If you convert it to dollars, it's about 800 and something thousand dollars. So the bank mistakenly paid this money into his account. So this young man was just seated in his house this lovely day, and the next thing he did is that he got an alert of 1 point something billion. That's about $800,000. So he was credited. When he was credited, he waited for a while. The bank didn't contact him. The next thing he went and sent this money to his other bank accounts. He didn't withdraw the money, he sent the money to his other accounts, gave some to his friends. So, and he was living his normal life. He was just living his normal life. Nothing wrong, nothing. So, but I believe his lifestyle must have changed. So, this thing happened, and the first month they didn't contact him. The second month they didn't contact him. The third month they didn't contact him. Up to the sixth month. So after the sixth month, they contacted him and said, and by then the money was no more in his account. So because he has transferred most or all of them out of his account. So the bank contacted him and said, we made a mistake in sending some money to your account. He was kind of adamant to it. When he was adamant to it, the bank had to take it up and go to law enforcement agencies. So when they got to the law enforcement agencies, they were able to trace where some of the monies have gone to. So when they traced where some of the monies have gone to, they now recovered about 800 million, about 530 something thousand dollars. They recovered about 800 million. So the balance 400 million was still missing. So because of that, they had to take him to court. When they took him to court, he had a lawyer, the bank had a lawyer. So after the cases were joined, they now said that the court gave a verdict that he has to repay the balance of about $267,000 back to the bank, and he was given a jail term of about a year, or he pays another amount of money. Now, the question I want to ask is this: if this has happened to you, what do you expect, or what is your response? I said that he was mistakenly paid this money into. So the question I want to ask every of my viewer is this: if 1.2 billion naira or $800,000 enters your account mistakenly, what will you do? What will you do? So let me ask the question: if 1.2 billion enters your account mistakenly, will you return it immediately? Will you report it and don't touch it? Will you withdraw, transfer it fast? Or will you say it's God that gave it to me? Please, I want your answer. Let me ask it as a question. If you are asked, if this kind of money enters your account, you're just seated on your own and 1.2 billion naira or $800,000 enters your account mistakenly. Will you return it? Will you report it? Will you not touch it? Will you withdraw it or transfer it fast? Or will you say it's God's blessing? Drop your answer. Let me see what it will look like. So now, this is not about money. The story is not about money. I wish I can ask that question. The story, if I want to get it interactive, if 1.2 billion or $800,000 enters your account, if 1.2 billion or $800,000 enters your account mistakenly, the bank mistakenly transfers your money to you. Will you return the money immediately? Will you report it? And will you not touch it? Or let me even say, it may not be this amount of money. If any amount of money enters your account and you can't trace where the money comes from, will you return it immediately? Will you report it? Will you withdraw it? Will you transfer it fast back? Or will you say it is God that gave it to you? I'd want to see your response. Let's take it one step at a time. So now the real issue is not about money. It's about the story is about our attitude to money. This is not about money alone. It's about the story is about character, it's about temptation, it's about poverty pressure, it's about greed, it's about banking mistakes, it's about the law and its consequences. These are the things that we need to look at. It's about character, it's about temptation, it's about poverty pressure, it's about greed, it's about banking system and the law and the consequences. So as I'm saying, let me ask it again. Be honest, what would you do if 1.2 billion or 800 or even any amount of money enters your account mistakenly? Will you return the money immediately? Will you report it and don't touch it? Will you withdraw it and transfer it fast? Or will you say it is God that has given me this money? So that's what we are looking at. Now, who is wrong? That's the question. The bank made a huge mistake. The bank made a huge mistake. Good. Now, the bank also delayed the discovery because for about 6 months, they didn't contact the young man, and that it was an issue. So the bank has a problem because they mistakenly made this transfer. So the problem is, who is wrong? Was it the bank made a huge mistake? The bank delayed the discovery, and the young man knew it wasn't his. The young man knew it wasn't his, but the young man moved it to prevent a reversal. So who is more guilty? Who is more guilty? These are the questions I'm asking. So because these are life questions, my channel, I'm trying to see how we disciple one another to get the best out of us, the best things to do. So the question is, who was wrong? Bank making a huge mistake, bank delaying the discovery, or bank knew, or the young man that knew it wasn't his money and moved it to prevent reversal? Who is more guilty? Good. So now, remember, the question is, I'm still waiting for responses. The question is, what would you do if a huge amount of money like that enters your account? What will you do? Will you return it? Will you report it? Or will you withdraw it immediately? Or will you say it is God's blessings and you say, good, I'm going to do with it what I want to do with the money? So now, that's the question we are all looking at. Now, we'll look at it this way. When did it become a crime? when did it become a crime? It becomes criminal when you withdraw quickly. It becomes criminal when you withdraw it quickly. It becomes criminal when you transfer the money to your relatives. It becomes criminal when you move it to other accounts. You hide it to stop what? Reversal. That shows what? Intent. That shows what? Intent. That shows what? Intent. When did it become a crime? It became a crime when the young man quickly withdrew the money, when he transferred it to his relatives, or when he moved it to other accounts. So that he's just trying to stop what? Reversal. He's just trying to stop what? Reversal. So back to the first question I asked. What would you do if a huge amount of money mistakenly enters your bank account? Will you return it immediately? Will you report it? Will you don't touch it? Will you withdraw it or transfer it fast? Or will you say it's God that gave it to me? Now, he didn't steal it, it entered. I like this headline. This says that the young man didn't steal it. The young man didn't steal the money. That's a common argument. He didn't steal, he didn't hack any account. He didn't hack any account. He didn't hack anybody. He just entered his account. He thought it was a blessing. So the question is, once you know money is not your own, what next? Once you know money is not your own, because what is the next thing to do? Once you know that money is not your own, what is the next thing to do? Because the common argument is that he didn't steal it, he didn't break into the bank, he didn't hack anybody. The money just entered his account while he was just resting. So the normal thing is that God has given him a miracle money. So that's a common argument. So once you know it's not your money, once you know that the money is not yours, what is the next thing to do? That's what we're looking at. What is the next thing to do if you know that money is not your own? Sometimes it doesn't have to do with the fact that you stole it. Sometimes it just, like this example, sometimes you see people, they see money on the road as they are passing, they just pick it and said, this is God blessing me. That's not God blessing you. That's somebody. God is not happy when you take what is not your own. Let's just be sincere. God is not happy when you take what is not your own. Simple as that. So, but we keep arguing that he didn't steal the money just entered his account. Because the money just entered his account, he's free to use the money because it's a blessing. It's not. So the big question is, once you know that this cash is not your own, what should you do? Let me repeat the first question that I asked. Assuming a huge amount of money enters your account, will you return it immediately? Will you report it and don't touch it? Will you withdraw it or transfer it fast? Or will you say it's God's blessing? So now, we'll go back to where we are. So he didn't hack anybody. Now, morality, the moral truth. And that means ownership. truth of the matter is that any money that is not your money can destroy your destiny. Any money that is not your money can destroy your destiny. The young man was sentenced to imprisonment. The young man was sentenced to imprisonment for a crime that you would ordinarily say he knew nothing about. You just say he knew nothing about it. But he started enjoying the money that was mistakenly sent to his account, not knowing that tomorrow he will be asked to account for the money. That the bank sent the money to him mistakenly does not mean that it is his own. Some money come with sorrow. Let me say it like this. There are some money that will enter into that goes around, and what is going around with is that the money is going around with what? Sorrow. I get it, man. It's better what is not your own, you stay clear from it. Any money that is not your own, or some money, you look at it, it's not every time that money comes to you and you see it as a blessing. You don't see it as a blessing. See it sometimes as some. Back to what I was discussing, I had to come back. So it becomes an issue because these are the things that sometimes we so because you see monies that are not people's own, they tend to start using the money irrespective of the fact that the money is not their own. So there are some monies that come with it comes with sorrow. The Bible says the blessings of God make it rich and it adds no sorrow to it. So, but there are monies that come from the devil that brings sorrow. Example is this one that we are looking at, where he was mistakenly paid a huge amount of money into his account, and instead of him returning the money, he transferred the money to his friends, transferred his money to other of his accounts. And people are saying that he didn't steal the money just entered his account. So nobody should blame him for using the money. But the truth is that some monies that we think come has some things attached to it that can cause what? Sorrow. Now, enjoyment today can cause what? Tears tomorrow. This is a typical example of the money was supposed to be sent back to the bank, but because he feels that this money is a free money to enjoy, he now went ahead and started making use of the money, which is the problem. Now, what was the verdict? The verdict was that he has to repay back the 400 million or 267,000 to the bank, or plus a 1-year jail term or a 3.3 thousand fine. Question: is this punishment too harsh or too soft? Is it? So you look at it that some things you ask, should the bank be punished too? How can 1.2 billion go wrongly? Why did it take 6 months? And why no accountability? Should banks face penalties for errors? They should. But that's not where we're going to now. why people would do it. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. Why do you think people would take monies that are not their own? Why do you think people take monies that are not their own? One, poverty. But sometimes I say there are people that are still poor that have integrity. Why people would take monies that are not their own? Number one reason is poverty. Number two is family pressure. Number three, some see it as a breakthrough. Some people look at it, fear of being poor forever. So why will people justify or be put under pressure like this? One could be reasons because of poverty. It could be reasons because of fear that they believe that this could be their major time of what? Breakthrough. Meanwhile, it's not breakthrough. Meanwhile, it's what? It is something that has a lot of problem attached to it. Now, reality check. Why people would do it? Why people would do it is because one, poverty. Number two, family pressure. Number two, three, some see it as a breakthrough, or some people see it as, let me escape this poverty mindset. The truth remains that what is not your own is not your own. Whether it's by mistake, whether it was intentionally given to you, what does not belong to you does not belong to you. Now, the big lesson: money without peace is not a blessing. If it comes with fear, it's not favor. If you can't explain it, don't spend it. If you can't explain it, don't spend it. If you have to hide it, it's wrong. If it comes, any money that comes with fear, any money that comes with fear, any issue.
Yeah, this guy just left here.
No, it's coming.
I want to close down.
Okay. Okay. Any money that comes with fear, that does not give you peace of mind. If you can't explain how the money came about, if you have to hide to spend your money, then it becomes a huge problem. It becomes a huge problem. So now, what to do if this happens to you? That's the most important thing. What to do if wrong money enters your account? Don't spend it. Don't transfer it. Call the bank immediately. Call the bank immediately. Go to branch and report. Get reference and complaint number. Screenshot evidence and leave your money untouched. Leave it untouched. Okay. No, you want to drop something here where I don't know what it is, and then make me say me like
From where?
no, he said he want to go mosque now. He said he want to go to mosque.
Why they have to, you know,
Sorry.
now what is it?
So what to do if wrong money enters your account? Don't spend it. Don't transfer it.
What do you want? I back in.
Call the bank immediately. Go to the bank and report. Go to the bank and report.
Okay, yeah, but look.
Get reference number. Screenshot it. Screenshot evidence. Leave money untouched. Now, what if the bank doesn't respond? If the bank delays, like this one that took 6 months, keep it untouched. Send email and report to bank. Document everything. Avoid any transfer or withdrawal. Protect yourself. The bottom line of what I'm saying is that whatsoever is not your own, don't tamper with it. Now, spiritual take, Christian angle. Some money is a test. Some money that comes to you is a test. And if you are able to overcome that test, it becomes a lifting. You enter your rest. It becomes a blessing. If you fail the test, you could enter into big trouble. Bible says the blessings of God make it rich, and it doesn't add sorrow to it. If it steals your peace, it's not from God. If it steals your peace, it's not from God. Any money that steals your peace, any money that brings you what? Fear. Any money that makes you to be afraid. Anybody that takes away your peace of mind is not a blessing. Once it steals your peace, run away from it. Now, final question. The final question I want to ask is, was he wrong? Should he go to jail? Should the bank share blame? What would you have done? Basically, the moral lesson of everything I want to say is this. Once any money is not your money, don't touch it. Don't say, God wants to bless me, and you know that this money will take away your peace. You start running up and down. Don't touch it. It's not meant for you. It's not meant for you. There's a little advice I have for you today. In case you come across this video, I have your own views about what I've said. Don't worry, leave it in the comment section. So, because the monies that sometimes we claim that once it's not your own, never you touch it. Never you touch it. The question I asked at the beginning is, what would you do if a huge amount of money enters your account mistakenly? What should you do? I'm waiting for you at the comment section, so if you have anything to say, go ahead.